match. So we got Olympic champion Helen has discovered her love of jiu-jitsu. She said that. I didn't say that. I didn't say she loved jiu-jitsu. She said she loved jiu-jitsu. So let's see what Helen's got to say. I support it.
Yeah, my name is Helen Maroulis. I'm an Olympic wrestler for Team USA, and we are in New York City at Unity Jiu-Jitsu School, and we're just training some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so I think a lot of fans of just grappling might be surprised to see you here on Flow Grappling instead of Flow Wrestling. But I guess,
same company, guys, same company.
Unity, how much cross training have you been doing? What's your current situation with grappling and wrestling?
Yeah, so it's been an interesting journey after the Olympics. I was taking some time off, and then I got a bit of an injury, and they told me I couldn't wrestle, couldn't dance, and I said, well, what can I do? And they said you could try jiu-jitsu. So I tried, and I got obsessed with it, and so I've been going every day since. And then I came out here to New York City for an event, like last week for USA Wrestling, and I came and trained at Unity, and I just really loved it. And so I was thinking about competing in the IBJJF Worlds, and I talked to Professor Murillo, and they just welcomed me out here and have been super amazing to work with.
We always going to welcome Olympic champions. We ain't going to kick you out.
First, I think when I met him, I actually did a clinic for Unity in 2017, and I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu then. But now, all these years later, I showed up last week, and I was like, hey, can I train with you guys? And I've only been training 2 weeks. I think I want to do this tournament. What do you think?
2 weeks of training in one Worlds.
I was like, okay. And then after, they're like, yeah, if you train every day for the next 5 weeks, you can do it. So, so I'm in.
She's like, I'm in.
I'm like, let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Overall, what's that transition been like for you? Is anywhere that's an easy transition from wrestling into kind of sport jiu-jitsu, or anywhere that's kind of been hard, or anything that stands out?
I mean, I definitely think that my style of wrestling translates really well because I'm a field wrestler. I'm not like super brute. However, I do feel like an ogre when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I just feel like I'm trying to just force myself and stuff people and stuff like that. So, but what I love about combat sports in general is just the art and the chess game and the mastery of moves. So I love learning moves, and this is really fun. And jiu-jitsu is just such an endless possibility of things to learn and ways to play the game, and I really like that aspect of it. So I'm really excited to learn. I think sometimes they're like, oh, you're a wrestler, let's play to your wrestling strengths. But in my head, I'm like, no, I want to learn everything. This is so fun. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, I always kind of say almost as a joke that, in jiu-jitsu, when you get tired, you can just lay down. You know what I mean? You get to just lay down.
You can lay down in wrestling too. You can lay down.
Tough,
Your match will be over.
Hard.
Get pinned.
That's why
you can lay down.
I'm a little bit lazy, but I guess just anything else kind of stood out to you about that side of it. Have you had to kind of change the way you approach jiu-jitsu or anything?
Definitely. I love learning new hobbies, and anytime I learn something, I want to understand the culture, the history of it, how the systems work. So it's I'm not just trying to bring whatever I have to wrestling on over. I'm really trying to understand this world, and I really
thank you, Helen. We appreciate you.
I call jiu-jitsu combat yoga. It's more of a flow, and so I'm definitely trying to learn to implement that more. I think that'll also be valuable in my wrestling, and really just not kind of forcing, maybe trying to force position or force myself into a situation, but rather just moving around it and kind of seeing what's there, being more timely with things. So yeah, it's definitely cool to learn.
And then I want to ask you about Unity specifically as well, because Unity is a very unique place. It's one of the, I guess to me, it's one of the most community driven gyms.
Don't come at me, guys. I did that. I did that Murillo video. Don't come for me, guys.
Unity, kind of what are the specifics, I guess, that makes it where you wanted to train here?
Yeah, I think Unity is an incredible gym from the moment I walked in. Professor Murillo and Sebastian, they just made sure to introduce me to everybody and just really,
what's going on over there, Helen?
I don't know, really make
what's going on over there?
Process, and you can tell that
what's going on, Helen?
Community and being around good people is a really high value here, which is really
I got to stop myself.
It's if I'm going to be doing something for hours a day, I want to be around good people and I want to be in a good environment. When I was younger, maybe it's oh, I want to be the best in the world and whatever it takes, But I don't really want to be in some crazy gym with crazy people. And Unity, they just I really like what they stand for. I like the way that they treat each other and the standard that they hold themselves to. You can tell that everyone wants to get better and perform high here and pursue excellence, but they're also just really nice.
Do you think, jiu-jitsu might be something long-term? We see more and more of you down the road?
Uh-oh.
I'll never say never. So, yeah,
Helen, go win
I
ADCC.
really, really like it. I think, and back to kind
First
of the wrestling
Olympic
thing, it's
and
it's
ADCC
like,
champion.
I love wrestling, but wrestling is so hard on the body. Like jiu-jitsu, I can roll every day. Wrestling, I can only go live like twice a week.
Wow.
And then it takes the rest of the week to recover for the next live go. So it's like really consumes my life. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, I feel like I can do all the training and still have a life outside of it. And I just really like that aspect. So, and you can see jiu-jitsu something like you can join as an adult where you don't really see that in wrestling. So and when you see like older adults wrestling,
Yo,
they
you
look
old
kinda
in wrestling,
like,
bro.
you start,
Get,
like,
get off
moving
that
a
mat,
little,
bro.
like,
Get out the
more,
mat.
Not so agile.
Actually, wrestling, you can do it as you get
whereas in
older,
jiu-jitsu,
too.
I feel
You
like
just
you can
gotta
kind of always
change.
keep
You're
that
not gonna
flow
be
and it's good on the body. Besides
crazy.
getting like your limbs snapped off and like
You gotta do
choked
more
all the
Greco.
time.
More Greco upper body. Oh, guys, that's
But,
Greco. That's us
that's
now.
a learning curve
2
for
on
me,
1.
too.
Definitely. Well, luckily, people always talk about breaks in jiu-jitsu, but I've never seen a jiu-jitsu guy in a cast. It's like I'm on the lookout. So if you do see that, let me know.
Oh, I'm not trying to see it, honestly. I don't want to see anything.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Even when I watch them do the super match, sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, that knee looks so bad. So I think I gotta like build my my tolerance for that.
For sure. Well, I know we'll definitely be watching at Nogi Worlds. That's exciting to hear you're going to be there, and hopefully, we get to keep seeing more of you in the jiu-jitsu world.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah,
Awesome.
Thanks so much for coming
Yeah,
out. It's super fun.
A little bit of
For sure.
advice. Worse yet. Guys, again, be careful of those relationships, those gym relationships, okay? I'm not saying this to anybody specifically. Just be careful. We just read the Reddit post, right? Be careful, guys. Be careful. Actually, let's watch. I want to see Helen wrestle. So we got her in the finals. World champ. 2 weeks of training, right? 2 weeks of training. I think she actually did another tournament before, but actually maybe she didn't. So we got Helen out here. I think this was wait, it's not the finals? Oh, it was her debut. I want to see the finals. All right, we're just gonna watch this match, guys. That's all I got time for. Get some sound for you guys. Hyperfly. So this is World Championships last year, basically last December. Wrestling, yo, she ready. I also need you guys to remember that blue belt means like 2 or 3 years of experience versus Helen's 20 plus years of experience. She's already in a knee cut pass. I mean, the control of wrestling is not too different from jiu-jitsu. It's just because they're just trying to pin you, they don't really care about the legs in the way. Usually they want the legs so they can, do some turns, some tilts. So Helen's doing pretty good, just pressure. I mean, she knows how to move, bro. She's on the front headlock. Obviously, passing is a little bit different. So this in wrestling, this is more what you would be used to. Getting behind someone, pinning the shoulders to the mat. I mean, what's the difference between wrestling and this? It's the same thing. It's the same thing, guys. In wrestling, the match would have been over, but in jiu-jitsu, she just gets to keep going. And I think we talked about it in one video. We got Marilla over there. Catch wrestling has submissions, right? But it had all the ground stuff back in the day. Look at Josh Barnett. It went a different route. Kind of reminds me of judo. It kind of went the judo route of just focusing on the takedowns and control in that way. I mean, they do a little bit more groundwork in wrestling, basically. Judo, they can't stay on the ground too long. Sometimes they change the rules every year, but I mean, this ain't, you got 2 arms, 2 legs, man. What's all that different? What's all that different? Nothing different. Chest to chest. I mean, yeah. I mean, Helen's an expert. I mean, you're Olympic champion. You're an expert in grappling. Olympic wrestling, Olympic judo, Greco. You're an expert in your field. And nice knee cut. Chest to chest, yeah. I mean, that would have been a pin in wrestling, right? That's just what she already does. Went to mount, yeah. I forget where I was going with this, but it's great to see. It's great to see the crossover. we might have to see another crossover that didn't go so well. One of the other wrestlers that didn't go too well for the men's division. But maybe we'll check out that match later. But I'm just glad to see the crossover. You're seeing a lot more crossover. Think about like Mika and Amit Elor, his girlfriend. You know, that's like the perfect blend of jiu-jitsu and wrestling, right? So it's all the same stuff, man. All the same stuff. It's just the strategies are different. Some of the techniques are a little different. I just want people to train. Go train. Go train. Go do something. Be healthy. Be active. I mean, I feel bad for this poor girl. She getting mauled out here. You know, she signed up, and then she's like, oh, I gotta fight an Olympic champion. I mean, it makes for a great story, right? Like, what'd you do this weekend? Oh, I got beat up by an Olympic champion. Yeah. Come on, Helen. Let's speed it up a little bit. I'm tired. That Reddit post got me, guys. That Reddit post got me. I'm tired. Oh, that's Marilla. Chest to chest. I mean, she ain't really got to do much. Just not get hit with stalling. Just props to the girls for going out there. You know, a lot of people wouldn't fight Helen, so. To be honest, the girls probably didn't know who Helen was. That's they didn't do any research. They just got there. Oh, who's that girl? People are like, oh, all the cameras, all Flow Grappling's over here. All the camera people right over there. You're like, what's going on in this match? It's got the head and arm. Almost like a Darce, kind of. This poor girl. You got Murillo. That's what scared that girl. Murillo's voice. The other girl, Murillo's voice coming from behind, coming from the sky. Nice. Helen's doing pretty good. Honestly, her skills, blue belt, obviously passing and stuff like that, but her grappling skill and knowledge is black belt level, obviously above black belt level, especially on the feet. Guard work, obviously, she probably don't have a guard yet. That's normal. She's just training, bro. Let her train.